Center for Excellence was founded in 1983. They understood that our nation was facing a scientific and technological crisis. We were not producing enough scientists or engineers. Together they recognized that nurturing young scholars, as most of you are here in the audience, to careers in excellence in leadership in science and technology was essential investment in our nation and global future. The center recruits the most intellectually gifted and talented students and nurtures them through exceptionally designed programs to new heights to become tomorrow's leaders in science, engineering, technology, and mathematics.
I just want to thank all my Rickoids for being here today. I know that many on the West Coast wish they could join us, or many who have started families. But we have a record number. But I do love you all, and I look forward to talking to you today. Thank you so much.
And they said, but you didn't tell us that our engineers would get more out of it than the kids, as you will. They didn't tell us, Dean, that we'd watch these kids change their perspective of the world. You didn't tell us these kids wouldn't be building robots. They'd be building serious relationships with serious adults. Something you take for granted, but it's rare in this country. So I take a couple of these buttons, and I sent a couple to the president, along with a thank you note for his appearing. And I said, Mr. President, that was such a great line. You know, we've decided to offer you the position of Chief Marketing Officer first. And I get a very nice note back from the president. You know, Dean, due to other commitments, sadly, I can't accept the position. But I'm very proud of what FIRST is doing, and you're welcome to use that tagline in my association any way you like. It's great. So we do.
The selection of the people you're going to work with, not only at that stage, but all the way through the game, even after you're a public company, is probably the most important thing that you'll do. It's really critical. You're going to make mistakes. So there's no guidebook that says how to not make a mistake there. You're going to make mistakes, and the key is to understand them as quickly as possible and then to deal with it.
I'll keep the door open and keep changing, because this stuff is growing so fast.
Steve, do you want to tell the audience what I just told you 4 hours ago?
So I was asking advice very specifically on this question, because I need surgery, I believe, in the near future. And yeah, Fred's advice was, wherever you're thinking of having it, you need to find out from the interns who they would send, their family members to, because they actually...
You really want to ask the residents. I don't know what intern level would be, what I would, because I don't know that they really have the same level as the residents, but I think the residents in a particular field, or people who've actually worked in the operative room with those individuals that you're even thinking about.
One of the criteria that I have used when I turned 50, and I put that as Stern a few years ago, needed my screening colonoscopy. I asked the anesthesiologists and the nurses that work in the room with the endoscopists, and I think they're very good. So if you know nurses or paramedical personnel,
But I'm worried that we're not developing engineers in this country like we used to, and so the crop of people that Jack and Neil and others had in the early days of the nuclear power program are not there anymore in the same number.
I think his concern is real.
Yeah.
It exists. We have a very difficult time in this country graduating a sufficient number of qualified engineers to deal with the technology that we have to deal with today, and you're right, it's a serious problem.
Rickover was always on the leading edge of getting the best talent.
What I lovingly call the ultra nerds of Hollywood, those who really know how to make the tools and create the means to make movies. What digital projection does is it, first of all, gives you an absolutely solid image that doesn't jitter around and weave and bounce, and it doesn't have dust and dirt and scratches, and it doesn't fade after 2 weeks of being projected. So I mean, it heightens the movie-going experience dramatically, and so we're all very excited about that in the ASC and at the Academy.
Really, what education is about, any kind of education, is trying to encourage and foster a student taking ownership. It's their own thing. If you manage to catalyze that, excuse the chemical technology, why, you've done the best you can as a teacher.
You should do science and technology with an open mind, and if you get into something interesting, you will suddenly see avenues, you will see opportunities to pursue you had no idea that they existed.
It was not for Joanne, we would not be celebrating our 25th anniversary. Her persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. And we'd like to present her a little token of our appreciation.
They are Maite and Mrs. D. We all love them. And they're
The first RSI in '84 was a terrific experience for 50 students. Admiral and I learned a lot, too. This evening, would you both stand, Mark and Bill? Oh, let me put on my glasses, and it's a sight to behold. It is great. The center was publicly launched on February 28, 1983, the week of Admiral Rickover's birthday. Presidents Nixon, Ford, and Carter had agreed to serve as honorary members of our board. And it was the only board on which the three former presidents would ever serve together. I knew from that moment that my time with Admiral was going to be like a ship in a hurricane. All champions of CEE know that equality of opportunity does not mean equality of results. Excellence must be allowed to prosper. Meritocracy must be praised. The center has become a beacon of light in this country and in the world for top achieving students in science and math. Every student on our team to date has medaled in that international competition. That USABO fits very nicely with the program for our Rickoids. The RSI has been jointly sponsored with MIT since 1992. It's up to you to assure this organization's future. Here's to the next 25 years. Thank you.
You know, if you think about RSI, it's spanned a period of almost all of the great developments in technology, especially information technology. It just seems to me that things will be different 10 years from now in the way we address technology, the way we fund it, the way we integrate various skills around the world into major projects. So I think that for the people in this room, that'll be damned interesting. Thank you.